Coming up on AgweekTV, legislation is introduced in the House to reform the cattle market.
Can a storied international ag exchange program come back after COVID?
The Soil Health Minute is back on AgweekTV. And this time around, we're going to try to get answers to your soil health questions.
We'll take a look at the sugar beet harvest and how it's going in the Red River Valley.
Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Michelle Rook. Legislation has been introduced in the House to reform the cattle market in response to systematic issues and volatility resulting from COVID-19 and Tyson's Holcomb plant fire. The Price Act would provide new risk management tools for cattle producers, plus it supports new and expanding meat processors to avoid supply chain disruptions that took place during the pandemic.
We want to make sure that USDA rural development programs are better situated, better positioned to help people either get feasibility studies or make investment in new capacity. And frankly, we want to make it easier for small processors to sell across state lines direct to consumers.
The Price Act would also increase price transparency through the creation of a beef cattle contract library.
I think understanding the terms and conditions and the prices in these beef contracts would also do a lot to making sure that producers are in a position where they can make good decisions in the market.
Johnson says USDA would also be directed to look at ways to enhance price discovery through mandatory price reporting, which will be reauthorized next year. The bill has good support in the House, but so far there's no companion legislation in the Senate. Xtend Flex soybeans have received approval from the European Commission for food, feed, import, and processing. The system provides tolerance to applications of dicamba, glyphosate, and glufosinate. With this authorization, Bayer can now sell the product commercially in the U.S. and Canada in 2021.
Right now, the Xtend Flex beans can be grown anywhere. We're going to have a pretty decent supply to get going on a first round launch.
He says the addition of glufosinate as a post-emergent option aids in the risk of off-target drift and gives farmers more flexibility for hard-to-control weeds. It also adds some certainty since the industry isn't sure if EPA will approve 2021 registrations for 4 over-the-top dicamba products for the Xtend system. The agency that approves and regulates products like Xtend Flex is marking its 50th anniversary. The Environmental Protection Agency is also looking ahead at plans for the next 4 years of the Trump administration. They're developing a holistic approach to water, nutrient, and pesticide management in agriculture, especially in light of the increased litigation against pesticides. They also want to increase public education to dispel some of the myths about those products.
What I don't think the American public understands, because that's what they base pesticides on, are these one-off commercials, one-off news articles. We have a very comprehensive approach to when we regulate a pesticide.
Wheeler says the EPA conducts extensive research before approving and registering a pesticide for commercial use, and then continues monitoring products.
We look not just at the science of the pesticide itself, but once it's applied, how it's applied, safety factors for the applicators. We look at what the issue may be to the environment after it's been applied.
He says there's a great deal of misinformation about pesticide use. The harvest continues to run at near record pace nationally and throughout our region, which is a stark contrast to last fall. As of October 4th, soybean harvest stood at about 2/3 done in most states in the region and could be nearly complete in the next week with the recent ideal weather. Corn harvest is still less than a quarter done in the U.S. and in the region, but progress will pick up as soybean harvest concludes. And sugar beet harvest is well ahead of average in 2019. A year ago, progress was at less than 20% in the region with the wet weather. Last year's sugar beet harvest in the Red River Valley was likely the worst in history, with a record amount of beets left in fields due to unharvestable conditions. But this year, things are back to normal, and maybe even better. With more, here's Agweek's Emily Beal.
Michelle, I rode along with Neil Rockstead on his first harvest as the Red River Valley Sugar Beet Growers Association president.
There wasn't any joy to be found in the harvest of 2019, that's for sure. People are smiling today. Tired, but smiling.
So how long have you been producing sugar beets?
This would be my 22nd harvest.
And when did you start harvesting this season?
The main season started on September 30th at midnight.
And so far, how has harvest been going for you?
It's been going really well. The weather has been ideal. The conditions in the field have been ideal. We don't have any mud to deal with. It's the best we could ask for up to this point.
So comparing it to the 2019 sugar beet harvest, what has that been like?
2019, it started raining in October and never quit. We left quite a few beets in the ground. We fought it every step of the way, so I got more done in 3 days this year than I got done in 45 days last year. So it's a night and day difference and a welcome change. This particular field was planted 29th of May. Most of the sugar beets in this area probably were planted around the 10th to 15th of May. And normally we'd like to start the 15th of April. So it was at least a month delayed over a normal year.
What has your yield been looking like this season?
I think I'm going to fall in pretty close to an average crop, which given the late date that this field was planted and my farm was planted, I'll take that. I'm happy with average. I'd rather harvest an average crop than have an above average crop that we can't harvest like we had last year.
Absolutely. So how are sugar beets doing as a commodity right now?
Now, sugar prices, even through the pandemic, have been stable, which is better than we can say for most of the other commodities that are grown in the valley. So all in all, pretty pleased with that.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Neil. With Agweek, I'm Emily Beal in Ada, Minnesota.
An important program that pairs students and farmers is on hold. Coming up on AgweekTV, we'll see how that's affecting farm labor.
Advanced Grain Handling is your regional dealer for grain handler dryers, bins, and accessories. With Grain Handler's continuous mixed flow drying systems, you're capable of high levels of grain dryer efficiency on all types of grain, including seed grain. Advanced Grain Handling also carries West Steel's quality stainless steel products for on-farm and commercial grain storage solutions. Advanced Grain Handling has licensed and trained service techs and a licensed electrical shop. Get a hold of Chad Kylo to find the perfect solution for your farm.
This is Dennis Beliski reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On-site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
At Superior Grain Equipment, we're committed to quality and service, offering you the best in grain storage and dryers for any size operation. Our experts will work with you to determine the most efficient and economical storage solution for your needs. We help protect your bottom line and your future with the industry's best bins and warranties. Make the superior choice for protection today and tomorrow with Superior Grain Equipment.
If you have a basement waterproofing or structural emergency, Safe Basements North is here to help. Our team of basement repair professionals will find the cause of the problem and work with you to develop a permanent solution. Safe Basements North is following CDC recommendations and is here to help keep your home and family safe. For a free consultation, go to safebasementsnorth.com and take advantage of our 12-month, no-interest, no-payments offer.
I'm Jesse Treble, and peace of mind is a safe basement.
North Star Ag has a new location and a great lineup of equipment to help you work smarter this harvest season. Make the most of your time in the field this fall with the help of a Thunder Creek service trailer. We also carry innovative J&M grain carts as well as H&S beet carts to get your crop out of the field efficiently. North Star Ag is a Meridian Hopper bin dealer too. Visit our website, give us a call, or check out the new location at the Tower City exit right off I-94.
Welcome back. For decades, a Minnesota organization has been bringing students from around the world to the U.S. to learn about farming. In turn, they provide valuable farm labor for their host families. But this year, the pandemic put a stop to the program, leaving students and farmers in the lurch. Mikkel Pates has more in this week's Agweek cover story.
One of the region's most successful international ag exchange programs remains a casualty of COVID.
We started hearing that they were being turned down, and we didn't quite know why.
Communicating for Agriculture was started in the 1970s by Minnesota farm advocate Milt Smedzrud. Since then, the program has brought more than 40,000 international students to every state and Canada. Today, his son Greg runs it.
Giving all of these young people from all over the world a chance to come up and spend up to 12 months as part of their educational requirements, and then have an opportunity to go home and take all of those experiences back with them.
In a normal year, Communicating for Agriculture hosts up to 1,800 paid farm interns. But in late March, President Trump suspended visa programs because of the COVID. That not only left thousands of students without an opportunity to learn American farming practices, it left their farm hosts without badly needed help.
Everyone benefited, all the stakeholders were taken care of, but just like that.
David Rush has hosted a dozen interns at his Ada, Minnesota hog farm that he started from a 4-H project. He depends on their help with the physical labor. He did have an intern from the Philippines who got here before the pandemic, but his visa is done, and there will be no replacement this year.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's a terrible time of year for something like this. We're going to start harvesting beans next week and corn, the following week. I've got some kids, high school kids, that'll help out a lot, but it'll definitely be a challenge.
Rush's intern, Raymond Jove, says that although he was unable to visit other farms while he was here, it was still a learning experience that he hopes to put to use in an ag business back home.
That will be my best platform to showcase my knowledge that I gain here.
The suspension is being challenged in courts around the country, but any relief will likely come too late for this year. So now they're looking ahead to 2021. In Fergus Falls, Minnesota, this is Mikkel Pates for Agweek.
You can read more in Agweek magazine or at agweek.com. Students at one Minnesota school didn't let COVID stop them from touring a farm. They took a virtual tour. This is Minnesota Farm to School Month, but the Dover-Eyota Public Schools in southeast Minnesota have been buying and serving local food for more than a decade. They buy all their produce and beef from local farms and have planted an orchard at the school so the kids can have fresh apples. The district's director of food and nutrition says they hardly even need to season the food anymore.
If you bring a fresh, local, tasty product to their tray, they don't need to cover it up. We have changed the environment.
After the virtual tour, the students enjoyed an all-local Minnesota lunch. This is National 4-H Week, but like many programs, it looks very different this year. While many 4-H activities are hands-on, they've managed to keep programs going around the country with more virtual events. For example, in South Dakota, they're asking people to share their 4-H stories online. And in North Dakota, they're holding a social media scavenger hunt. But Brad Cogdill says they are allowed to do some things in person in North Dakota.
The difference this year is that, if it's convening groups larger than 25, that really needs to have some pre-approval, either by the local extension agent or if it's an event by that agent's supervisor.
This year's National 4-H Week theme is Opportunity for All. Still ahead on our show.
Coming up on the Soil Health Minute, we'll go to the field with Dr. Miranda Meehan to talk about grazing cover crops.
And later, how soybeans are being used to preserve roads.
Steffes Group, selling land and the equipment to farm it since 1960. If you're interested in selling or have questions about our auction process, head to our website at steffesgroup.com to contact us at any one of our 4 locations located throughout the Midwest. You can also visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel to view all of our auction previews and recaps to stay up to date on the market in your area.
Insurance. It's not something you think about every day, but it is something you need to get to your next destination, to preserve what you've built, to secure what you'll leave behind, to safeguard the things you value most. Enjoy peace of mind knowing you have protection from the unexpected, security all year round, and expertise you can trust. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
When it comes to grain storage and handling solutions, one call does it all. Gateway Building Systems, the #1 Brock bin dealer in the U.S., is locally owned and provides turnkey convenience with factory direct product, complete design services, and in-house construction. Now's the perfect time to take advantage of discounts on Brock solid bins, grain dryers, and aeration systems. For more information, go online to gatewaybuilding.com or call 1-800-747-4499.
North Star Ag has a new location and a great lineup of equipment to help you work smarter this harvest season. Make the most of your time in the field this fall with the help of a Thunder Creek service trailer. We also carry innovative J&M grain carts as well as H&S Beet carts to get your crop out of the field efficiently. North Star Ag is a Meridian Hopper bin dealer too. Visit our website, give us a call, or check out the new location at the Tower City exit right off I-94.
Go beyond the headlines with an Agweek membership. Get in-depth agribusiness reporting, original farm and ranch stories, and fact-based research for the most comprehensive ag news in the upper Midwest. Experienced ag journalists bring you exclusive ag news, insights, and policy updates you won't find anywhere else. Become a member today and get unlimited access to Agweek and AgweekTV.
Harvest has been going at near record pace with the dry weather. Will that change anytime soon? Here's John with our AgriWeather Outlook.
As the calendar flies on into the mid part of October, we're dealing with a weather pattern that will bring more consistently cool weather to the northern plains, upper Midwest, corn bean belt, northern plains, but nothing really terribly cold. We had some very chilly weather early in the fall. We had a lot of warm weather this past week. Now it's going to be more consistently cool, and it's doing this without any major storms. And the only caveat to that would be the possibility of another big tropical system. Right now, the tropics don't seem to be pointing in our direction storm-wise, but that's obviously something that can change. The last few vestiges of hot weather, as they usually are at the end of the year, Texas and the Southwest. There is a little finger of hot weather that goes up into much of Northern California. That heat, that's a lot of weather in the 90s. That's some pretty hot weather. Warm weather, 70s, a few stray 80s coming up into the Middle West this weekend. That storm system, which is the one storm system that's really part of the forecast, moves on out of the area without leaving really any tremendous rainfall, and it will bring down some cooler weather, first into the northern plains, then into the Middle West, into the Great Lakes, all circulating down inside this curved out low pressure trough that will gradually move east and then escape out over the Canadian Maritimes by the end of the week. Much colder weather, below freezing daytimes up around Hudson Bay. That's mostly going to stay up there this week, and the west with this bulging ridge will continue to be fairly warm. As we move ahead into the second week of the period, there will be a little bit of a flattening of this jet stream. Really not a lot of change, but a modest flattening as we start to see a big low pressure area form out in the northern Pacific. Not quite poised to become a Midwest storm system yet. The weather looks fairly quiet in that regard, but it will allow for some cooler weather to hang around the northern plains. As far as precipitation goes, obviously, the tropical system and its remnants will continue to bring some rain on the eastern part of the country today. As we go through the week, this rain will become not excessive, just wet, and it will eventually end, of course. A lot of the Great Plains, the Southwest, will be just dry. That doesn't mean zero precipitation, it just means not a lot. And that means that for most of the Great Plains, the good harvest weather will likely continue. And throughout the Middle West, it will likely remain reasonably dry as well. Moving ahead into the second week of this period now, right in the middle of October, the 18th through the 24th, still looking fairly dry over most of the U.S. And again, that doesn't mean zero rain, it just means not very much. Snow, you may recall it was 1 year ago, October 10th, 11th, and 12th, when extremely heavy snow fell over many areas of eastern North Dakota and some parts of northern Minnesota. Right now, it looks like we're going to escape any type of massive snowstorm, at least through the middle of October. Later in the winter, well, we'll just have to watch and see for that.
We have products that no other companies have. That gives us a bit of an advantage and a bit of an edge, and it provides some security to our customer base that we've been here, we're here to stay, and we want to still provide these new innovations to the customers today. It's cold granulated products where we're putting together multiple nutrients. We've got products in our Micro Essentials lineup that contain sulfur and zinc, and we also have products on our potash side which contain boron, which is a newer product for us, which is called Aspire.
2020 has started off where 2019 left off, with a lot of uncertainty and concern. Is your farming operation ready to take the volatility this year has to offer? Do you have a marketing plan in place to take advantage of opportunity? Are you finding it hard to separate the noise from the news? Talk to the professionals at Martinson Ag. We can help you make sound risk management decisions that will help your operation survive during these unusual times.
They say when the going gets tough, the tough get going. At OK Tire, we're here to keep you going. From Firestone tires and replacements to retreads and even Firestone tracks, we have you covered. Our certified Firestone experts are ready to get you back up and running, no matter if you're on site or in the field, saving you time and money. OK Tire, we keep the tough going.
Steffes Group, selling land and the equipment to farm it since 1960. If you're interested in selling or have questions about our auction process, head to our website at steffesgroup.com to contact us at any one of our 4 locations located throughout the Midwest. You can also visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel to view all of our auction previews and recaps to stay up to date on the market in your area.
At Superior Grain Equipment, we're committed to quality and service, offering you the best in grain storage and dryers for any size operation. Our experts will work with you to determine the most efficient and economical storage solution for your needs. We help protect your bottom line and your future with the industry's best bins and warranties. Make the superior choice for protection today and tomorrow with Superior Grain Equipment.
The Agweek Soil Health Minute is sponsored by the North Dakota Corn Council.
The Soil Health Minute will once again be making regular appearances on AgweekTV, and this time Dr. Abby Wick, with help from her colleagues, will try to answer commonly asked soil health questions. This week's topic is grazing cover crops.
This fall, I've been getting a lot of questions about grazing cover crops. So I went right to one of the experts, Dr. Miranda Meehan, to ask her how to do this effectively and how to best preserve soil health at the same time. One of the things we want to address is the difference between stocking rate and stocking density. It's a question she says that she gets often.
The stocking rate's actually the management component, where it's the number of animals, the type of animals, and how long you're grazing, and that gives you your stocking rate. This project here, we actually have the same stocking rate between all of the 4 treatments, but 2 of them have 28 animals and 2 of them have 14 animals. And so the difference is the one with 14 animals are going to be grazed for double the time than the ones with the 28 animals. And so that's what stock density is, how many animals we have per unit area, and stocking rate's that total function of how long they're here, what type they are, and the size of animals.
With all the full season cover crops from either prevent plant or intentional land use, it's really important to get the right information to graze them efficiently. We'll put a link to all of Miranda's research information and also her extension circulars on the NDSU Soil Health webpage.
If you have a soil health question or topic you'd like Abby to address, contact her using the information on the screen. The weather can take a real toll on roads, and repair and replacement can be costly. However, the South Dakota Soybean Research and Promotion Council has partnered with the city of Sioux Falls on a project using a new soy-based product to preserve the life of their streets. The city is testing a soy asphalt sealant on part of 57th and some residential streets in Sioux Falls. The product, called Replay, uses soybean oil as a binding agent to add flexibility, durability, grip, and road life.
It can go anywhere from a 3/4 to an inch into the asphalt, and it usually rejuvenates them for about roughly 4 to 7 years, prolonging the life of them to eliminate some of the oxidation that takes place.
The mayor says the streets are their largest asset at $1 billion, and this is an economical way to maintain them.
One of the challenges we have in South Dakota with our winters and our seasons is our road conditions can deteriorate quickly. So we're always looking at new and innovative ways on how we can extend that road life.
Replay is also a safer and cleaner alternative.
Farmers want to be environmentally friendly, and the city wants to be environmentally friendly. So it's a good way to accomplish that.
Plus, it will improve soybean prices, which supports the economy. The soy asphalt sealant was developed through the soy checkoff. Still ahead on AgweekTV, fall fun goes on at a popular pumpkin patch with some COVID precautions.
If you have a basement waterproofing or structural emergency, Safe Basements North is here to help. Our team of basement repair professionals will find the cause of the problem and work with you to develop a permanent solution. Safe Basements North is following CDC recommendations and is here to help keep your home and family safe. For a free consultation, go to safebasementsnorth.com and take advantage of our 12-month, no-interest, no-payments offer.
I'm Jesse Treble, and peace of mind is a safe basement.
When you think about it, productivity starts at planting. So it's time to rethink how productive your planter can be. We did with the new Case IH 2000 Series Early Riser Planter. We rethought your row unit so it's tougher, more accurate. We rethought your meter, took the most precise technology, factory installed it. We rethought every inch of the Case IH Early Riser Planter to make it the most productive planter around. And if you think about it, that's exactly what you want.
Agweek brings you timely agriculture news from field to fork in digital, print, and television. Fresh every week, join Jenny Schlecht from the Agweek editorial team and me, Al Windmill, from the sales and marketing team for a deeper dive into farm and ranch stories, along with guest interviews with personalities from the world of agriculture. If you're involved in farming, ranching, or agribusiness, the Agweek podcast is the show for you.
North Star Ag has a new location and a great lineup of equipment to help you work smarter this harvest season. Make the most of your time in the field this fall with the help of a Thunder Creek service trailer. We also carry innovative J&M grain carts as well as H&S Beet carts to get your crop out of the field efficiently. North Star Ag is a Meridian Hopper bin dealer too. Visit our website, give us a call, or check out the new location at the Tower City exit right off I-94.
There was some concern that a popular fall destination would not be able to open this year because of the pandemic. But Little Bit's Pumpkin near Fargo has decided to give families the same great fall experience they have for 17 years. Owner Mary Hoagland says the pumpkin crop isn't as good as last year's, but at least they didn't have the tough wet harvest conditions. Hoagland says they weren't sure if they were going to be able to open, but the patch sits on 25 acres, so they have plenty of room to social distance. They're also following a number of safety precautions.
We've worked with the state in the North Dakota Smart Restart, and we're following all the guidelines and doing even little bits of extra things. It's just we have so many families that come year after year, and it would be such a disappointment if we wouldn't have been able to open at all.
The patch is open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays through Halloween. We've included links to several pumpkin patches and other agritourism sites around the area at agweek.com. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgweekTV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Have yourself a great and safe week.